Low Friends Gaurav for July 14th, 2023. Kill this date. Because on this day at 2:35 p.m. ISRO is about to launch Chandrayaan 3 mission from its Satish Dhawan Space Center. And this time, interestingly, their main goal is soft landing is about to happen, which he tried during Chandrayaan 2, but the mission failed, unfortunately. And if ISRO is able to successfully complete this mission and the investigation of Moon's South Pole through Chandrayaan 3 lander starts as soon as possible, then India can become the first country to practically prove the real story of Earth's birth from that data. We'll be able to show... So now the question comes that how will Chandrayaan 3 do all this? Which such sensors are fitted with it? And what else can these sensors do apart from the core objective of the mission? Well, today we're going to answer all these questions in this video. For the time being, just understand that this mission of Chandrayaan 3 is going to be not only interesting, but also equally challenging because first of all, soft landing on them is more difficult than soft landing on Mars. And yes, on the other hand, there are 33 times more creators in comparison to the Moon on Mars. Now let me explain. So, look here, as you can see, there are 77 government space agencies all over the world. Out of them, not only 11 countries have successfully missioned, but there are only 3 countries like America, Russia, and China, who have been able to do soft landing on the lunar surface so far. While Mars is far away, out of the 5 countries that have carried out space missions, 2 have successfully landed on them. That is, the success rate of landing on Mars became 40%, and there it was 27% on the lunar surface. Now this is because look where on an average a spacecraft takes 7 months to reach Mars. Over there. The scrap reaches in just 3 days. So, if the path of the spacecraft is deflected due to any reason, even by mistake, then it becomes more difficult to control and correct its position in such a short time. Time is less, distance is less, difficulty becomes more and even in the calculated time frame. Basically, the speed scrap landing time is estimated on the basis of the speed of the spacecraft. Means suppose if the speed of spacecraft is coming at 20,000 km, then it gets only 15. 30-minute window to ****** on Moon. Advise that the game of scrap is over. That is, change the text of the space scrap or not. It is about to crash. Above all, the problem of soft landing does not end here. Because if suppose also start touchdown in this time frame, there are other things which will create problem in landers, like look at the local atmosphere of that landing site, as we all know that there is atmosphere on Mars, which will reduce the speed of lander by creating friction. Slows down, and that is why parachutes can also be used for landing on Mars. But due to the absence of such an atmosphere at the origin, the entire load comes on, and this creates the problem in landing. Because as soon as these extra powerful misters try to ***** on the lunar surface, they run the risk of the Moon's loose hole flying off and entering delicate sensors, which can ruin the mission. Now on top of these problems, the area where Chandrayaan 2 was to be ***** last time was Monica. The South Pole now has more creator values and mountains at the South Pole of the Moon, not specifically in comparison to the entire Moon. So targeting a sweet spot for landing and then accurately controlling the lander from Earth on that sweet spot is ***** in itself. Quite a difficult task, moreover. While doing ***** on the South Pole of the Moon, the temperature dress is tickly fluctuate, because the Moon takes about 28 days to complete its one rotation, due to which the temperature of the side facing the Union reaches 120 degrees Celsius for 2 weeks, while the temperature of the other side remains at -230 degrees Celsius. South Pole, well, South Pole is the junction of these 2 regions. Now even if by mistake the lander suddenly ***** happens on the South Pole, then a thermal shock can be generated due to the temperature difference. And if thermal shock is generated, then the condition of the lander will be exactly like this glass. As you can see, the glass cracked as soon as hot water was poured in it. Just like that, the parts of the lander will also break easily. But let's tackle all these problems. ISRO also makes its lander land on the lunar South Pole with lettuce. Still, there is always the danger of breaking communication with him. So look, you might not know, but almost 2047 remains dark on the instrument pole of the Moon. Only when it's day. It is visible because of which some areas hidden behind the craters and mountains have not seen the sun since the formation of the Moon. Now how will the solar panels of the lander work? Just all these regions that is not getting enough time to detect the landing side, loss of senses due to dust, temperature at the hands of lunar South Pole, head office attack and communication issues, Many times lunar soft landing fails due to these. Now Chandrayaan 3 has used such a unique strategy to handle these problems that this time the chances of problems coming in soft landing are negligible. To solve the problem of soft landing, they have found a lucky spot for Chandrayaan 3's lander, where there is neither an uneven head office full of craters and mountains, nor drastic linear temperature gradients when Chandrayaan 3 is launched on July 14th. Then he will first circumambulate the Earth 5 times and do his and Beatrice's. So that it reaches an optimal speed, it will happen that it will fly towards them like a slingshot, so that the initial charge of Chandrayaan 3 mission will not use much fuel, and this fuel can be used at the time of landing. After this, when the time of landing comes, even then this unique plan has been thought out. ISRO will not do ***** directly on the lunar surface in the traditional way, because such side earliers can blow up a lot of dust and spoil the senses. So Chandrayaan 3 will make a reducing orbit around the moon to reduce its speed before landing, and also to properly inspect the landing site once again. That is, all in all, only these 2 steps, that is news in orbital and perfect landing sport, will enable Chandrayaan to tackle the first 3 regions of 3 soft landing failures. After this, the matter of the 4th reason, which is communication issues. For that, Chandrayaan 3 is going to probe the surface of the moon with its rover. Not from his lander, and immediately he's going to relay signals between Robert and Earth by keeping his lander standing in the sun. To understand this a little more easily, let us first understand the architecture of Chan 3. Look, if we Chandrayaan 3 and its... Comparing the architecture of Chandrayaan 2, we can see that there is no major difference in its design. It also has 2 modules, propulsion module and lander module, whose average weight is as much as Tata Harrier or any such SUV, and in total the weight of the entire spacecraft is some 3,900 kilograms. That is as much as an elephant. The only difference is that it does not have an orbiter which can scan and evolve silently. Because Chandrayaan 2's orbiter is already doing this task for us, and that's why only a few difficulties have been done in Chandrayaan 3. And this is the reason why Chandrayaan 3 is finally completed in just 4 years, despite the crisis like COVID, etc., and the global shutdown caused by it, fully prepared for launch. Now once it's successfully *********** S on the moon, then only the rover will be deployed in the lander, which will immediately excite the chemical components lying in the moon's soul, with the laser-induced breakdown spectroscope, that is Olive Z. Due to this, different waves like Alpha Express will come out of those chemicals, which will be detected by the alpha particle is ray spectrometer mounted on the rover, and then detected, so that what is the composition of South Pole Parsol can be known. Apart from this, simultaneously the lander will be able to find out how much atmosphere was there on the moon from its landing site itself, and it is so thin that it will try to decode these mysteries as well, because as I said earlier that there is negligible atmosphere on the moon. Earlier people used to think that there is no atmosphere in the moon, but in the recent study it was found that there were many tubes up to 10 kilometers of the moon. 9 is a light color filled with that fair or simply charged particle, and no one knows the exact season of its exit till now. So Chandrayaan 3's lander will basically give us precise data about heat conduction properties and temperature of Bone's ionosphere with the help of its Ramba and Chance 10 sensors. Apart from this, in order to detect earthquakes on the moon, an activity that is ILSA detector has been fitted on the lander in instrument for lunar size, and Landmore probe that is LP has also been installed, which will be able to detect plasma waves coming from the sun. That is, in short, more atmosphere is completely the result of the powerful radiations of the sun or the chemical components of the moon. An exact answer to this can be detected by our Chandrayaan 3, but this is just a matter of lander and rover. ISRO has also used the propulsion module as a 2-in-1. Firstly, they have installed an instrument named Tree of Habitable Planet Earth that is shape on it in spectropolari, which can detect 100 habitable planets like Earth and study their chemical composition. After the data is detached, the module will act as a relay satellite without messages and data interruption even at the lunar South Pole. That is why the important data coming from rover and lander will be relayed towards the antenna of ISRO's India Deep Space Network on Earth. Now this is a very big step, because with this we will not need any other country's satellite and our data.
It will be secure because it has happened many times in the past. Other countries were able to steal the data that came from ISRO. Now, if seen, this can be a first step of our manned mission. Because if today we can get the lander on the difficult train of the moon's south pole, then definitely under the Gaganyaan mission, Indian astronauts will also be able to travel safely to outer space. Can be sent in? Our confidence will increase a lot with this mission. But well, now is the time for the Gaganyaan mission. For the time being, understand that if the mission of Chandrayaan 3 is successful, then India can become the first country which was associated with the creation and evolution of the Earth. It can be practically proved because according to the scientists, through spectroscopy on the south pole of the moon, it has been seen that there are a lot of water molecules in its form, and the water accumulated in the dark corners of the craters there, when the moon and the Earth were born, have been there ever since. Also recently, it has also been observed that there is some magnetic field on the moon. Normally Z is also there. There is also an uneven magnetic field like Earth. Now mostly this happens when extremely hot molten core inside a celestial object means if we can trace the course of this uneven magnetic field, then we can also understand whether the moon was originally formed by breaking away from our Earth, like the popular theory of collision with the Earth says that, all in all, if Chandrayaan 3 can get detailed information about the water present on the moon and the magnetic field there, then it can solve many riddles of the history of the Earth. And the funniest thing will be that our country will be the first country to solve it. Friend's problem here by bus is that we should not be late in this as usual because, as you guys already know, it was established in 1958, and yet in just 11 years it had taken humans to the moon. While our ISRO, which was built at almost the same time, could not achieve this till date due to its tight budget. If ISRO also had a tight budget, then our astronauts would have reached the moon, and perhaps we would have accomplished more worthy missions. I have covered this in great detail in this video of mine, which will tell you in detail what problems ISRO has to face. Our Kahan ISRO lag ho gaya, so click on this video and to watch it entirely, and if friends you have learned anything new from this video. Subscribe to Eckline's Road Thokna Gates Applied Science channel and press the bell and click so that you don't miss any of our upcoming video updates. See you next time a year waste a curious keep learning and keep growing Jai Hind.